Hi friends, how you doing? I hope you're doing unbelievable, and wanted to take some time here to share with you some more thoughts pertaining to remote telekinesis from my location right now is Italy, and the objects are located in California, the Bay Area, and I wanted to share some deep thoughts, while at the same time here you can see that the bigger one here where I'm pointing is already moving in the counterclockwise direction that I'm focused on turning. So while I'm talking to you here, I'm going to do my best to share a message, and at the same time my intention is to be able to show you which ones directly I want to move, and then get him to turn a direction that I'm pointing to you here with this thing here. So you'll notice like my like right where the center is, like look at this one right now. You see how it's turning right now. This right here, when I move it like this, that means clockwise, okay? So if I go like this, that means counterclockwise. So I will try to point out different ones and see if I can get him to go that direction so you can see what I'm talking about. And if you saw my last video, this is kind of like some additional thoughts to that. And one thing that I want you to keep in mind for those of you that are still just wondering about this being authentic is that when these move normally, if there is air in the room, they move like boats, like this. They rock, okay? And when you have a breeze that comes in, it actually hits multiples at the same time. So it wouldn't make sense, like for example, if I have this center one here move and all the other ones are completely still, okay? So like right now the big one's moving. If there was wind moving, you would see like a rocking effect on that. On the other ones below it too. So the other ones would be affected. Just think of it like this: if there's boats in the ocean, and there's a wave that comes and there's multiple boats, all the boats are going to feel the wave. It's that simple. So the same thing here. If there's a wave of air that comes in, all these pieces of aluminum foil that are balanced on a sharp needle to create less friction will move. Now I got some other things. I got, like right here, I got a $2 bill. Here I have a feather, and here's just a Post-it note. And it is tricky to get one specific one to move. There's this thing called object dislocation where it's kind of random. But usually, I would say 80% of the time, when I do focus, I am able to get the one that I have moving to move in the direction that I want. And it does take a little bit more concentrated effort to move just a specific one, to jump around from one to another. Oftentimes that's not really my focus. I'm just trying to create presence, and this is one of many exercises that I like to do, and I'll share with you some of those exercises as well, some of those thoughts. But I really wanted to kind of really share something with you that would be practical, that you can take with you. So got the big one right there moving again. So I'll show you here. If I go back to my location, all right, and if I type in just say I wanted to get some gas from my location right now, it takes me right here, okay? And you'll notice that right where this dot is, that's my location, okay? And the objects are located right over here, okay? So right over here in the California area, right where that little blue thing is, that's the home point. So let's go ahead and go right back. And again, these are live here. You can see that I can open up the app directly on Alfred. I got some of my other cameras on there too. And then of course I got my favorite one, this one right here. And so turn on the light here, some additional light, and just one thing that I wanted to share with you is what I believe to be the most powerful force imaginable. Okay, now it took me a while to figure this out, and it seemed like I was picking up the pieces. But now, after so much research and so forth, and after so much focus on learning these things, and after going through 300 books in about 2.5 years, and still studying and working and everything, what I come to find is that our emotional state, our feeling, is in fact a creative force. So whatever it is that you're actually feeling, whether you're conscious of it or not conscious of it, it's actually a force that is not only inside of your own being, like creating your own biological chemistry, but it's also a force that is affecting things outside of you. So that's something that I think is just extremely critical. And what's fun about this is I'm sharing with you something that's deep here, and at the same time you can see that we got 2 of them right now already in motion. So now to elaborate on that, third one with this one here in the back that I'm trying to connect with too. And so to elaborate on that is that oftentimes we go through complications in life, and our natural human reaction is to, if something bad happens, to feel sadness, to feel fear, to feel the lower emotional vibrations due to the circumstance, and so it's very normal. It's very normal to feel that way. But if we kind of elaborate on that and what happens if something bad happens, and you actually feel bad, what happens is that if you hold that feeling for extended amount of time, it actually messes up your internal biology, and your chemistry. So what I mean by that is that your body will actually absorb less nutrition, and then if you expect bad things, the expectation of bad things, the feeling of bad things to come, will actually create more bad things that will come. So the reason this connects back to what I'm doing with you here is because in order to get these things to have some motion, I need to have a feeling that this is going to happen right now. I'm feeling it, I'm expecting it, I'm anticipating that to happen. And as I do that, then all of a sudden motion happens. You see, you got the big one right there, slightly moving again. And so the reason that this is so critical is because we go through challenges in life, and sometimes we hold that negativity, and then unconsciously we are creating more of the things that are bad in our life. So more of the things that we don't want. So in order to become conscious about the things that are important to us and the things that we do want, we need to feel the inner peace and the emotion to create cognitive focus feelings, so we can be able to have a better chance at being able to experience the things that we do want. So to give you an example, in order for you to, let's just say in the business world, since a lot of people I think can relate to that. So in the business world, if you want to have a successful business, like let's just say you're in sales, right? You need to, there's a saying out there, just act as if, and that your vibe is going to be a part of how you can attract new clients, new customers to your business and so forth. So if you are going into a sales presentation and you just feel absolutely terrible and you're expecting bad things, the chances of you getting the sale are lower. And so, but if it's the other way around, even if things are not good, even if the income part and everything, or just the client base is not, let's just say you're just beginning, or you're restarting or whatever, but you have this really strong emotional state and you have a lot of enthusiasm. The excitement, enthusiasm is part of what sells the other person, right? And so, one of the things to keep in mind with that is that your feeling is an attractive force. So whatever it is that you are feeling and you're expecting is already a force that you are sending out to the universe that not only changes your inner biology and your chemistry inside and actually raises your cognition, it raises your ability to think cognitively and to feel focus and to feel clarity and to have creative thoughts that will give you more ability to do what you want to do. But at the same time, it gives you this force to attract relationships, to attract people, to attract circumstances, to attract abundance to you. So that is so powerful. And the reason it's so powerful is because a lot of people, I think, know this, but the complicated part is really being able to apply this when things are not going as you plan them to go. So everybody can have a good time when things are going as you plan them to go and everybody's happy. But when things hit the fan and things get complicated, then at that point, it's all about how you can respond to the negative circumstance. And so one of the things that I really try to emulate in complicated situations is that when everybody else is in a state that's very, let's just say that something really bad happened and a lot of people are in a state of fear or in a state of worriness, what I do is I actually focus right back on myself to create the positive emotions that I need in order to get the effect that I need to be able to not just change my inner chemistry, not just bring the level of cognition, focus, and the ability to rationalize more efficiently, but also it creates an electromagnetic force out into the universe that we don't necessarily see. So it's something more that we feel, and the feeling is the force. It's that simple. And so if you can create a very focused, cognitive, intended state with whatever it is that you want to do, then it's literally like a magnet. And so you can be conscious of that or not conscious of that. Regardless of what you are conscious of, the universe doesn't care. It's the same laws apply. So just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it's not true and it doesn't work. It's still in motion and it's still working. It's like the air. If you think that there's no air, it doesn't matter. There's still air and you breathe it. Just because you can't see the air doesn't mean there's no air. And so going back to this point is that just as these things can happen, just as the feeling that I need to have in order to create this motion in the objects here, like you see here on this far left, I need to create that feeling first and that expectation and have that cognition and that focus. Now, one thing, by the way, to add to this is that you can do it subliminally to yourself, and I'll be sharing some thoughts with you later on how to do that. Right now, it's a little bit more on this force of emotion to really put in motion, because in fact it is the secret potion. So we got to really be able to have that emotional control, and if we do have that emotional control, more things will happen our way. I promise you that. And even if it doesn't happen your way, immediately you will feel better. And if you feel better and you respond better, guess what? How do kids learn? Do kids learn when they're being yelled at and everybody's all stressed out? Or do kids learn when you encourage them and praise them for the good things that they're doing, right? Kids learn when they're being encouraged. Kids learn when they're being loved on. So you're the same exact way. We're all like big kids. So the thing is that we got to do it to ourselves, though. When you're an adult, it's no longer mom and dad being the emotional dependencies for you. It's actually you being the you being essentially the one that has to be conscious of your own emotional state. And so we live in a very inundated, socially engineered society that has a high level of stress globally. So this is kind of a trick to really be able to tap into, because it's like the norm. So it is the normal thing when something breaks that everybody stresses out and stays stressed out for a long time. And it's not normal when something breaks for you to really be able to bounce back quickly, feel the negative emotion because we're human, but for a short amount of time, and then spend the rest of the time focusing on how to bounce back and really being able to tap into your subconscious and the emotional state that you need to be able to get to where you want to go. So I hope this was something of value to you. I hope this helped. And at the same time, I hope that you enjoy these objects here that I got moving in the background. It is a little bit different to have a really deep conversation that I really want to make sure that I highlight appropriately, while at the same time getting these things to move in the background. So that's fun, and it's interesting because it happens across the globe. And one thing I want you to think about too is that I'm not a special person. I think that anybody can really do this. It's just a matter that when you decide that you're going to try it and you want to do it, anybody could do it. And so the interesting thing is that whether you're in front of the object or whether you're on the other side of the globe like I am right now, the object doesn't care. It responds the same exact way. And so that tells you something about the universe, right? We're a lot more connected than what we think we are, and there's a lot more to the story. So I hope that you enjoy it, and wishing you and your family lots of love and blessings and positive vibes. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Thanks. Bye.